Hi gals, welcome back to another episode of Zero Waste Closet. So today I want to basically talk to you about how I shop. And specifically, I want to talk to you about the things that I find it is worth spending a little extra on and the areas where I can really find some great steals. And I find that it's okay to kind of cut corners a little bit. It's not necessarily worth the super splurge because you can actually find these particular items at a really good price generally. And this is of course based on a lot of my experience here at Chill Boutique and just in retail in general. So without further ado, let's get started and let's look at some of the things I find I can really get away with steals on. So gals, as I went around the store to select the items that I wanted to share with you and explain why I might splurge on something or where I might save on something, I just realized, this is very much a reflection of how Chill Boutique is laid out. So just as I'm sharing things with you, know that this is very much indicative of what your shopping experience would be. If you came in store or if you jump online, there are a lot of areas where I believe we can save money. And so you're going to see if you come to shop here, and this is really not a ploy to get you to shop, but if this is really resonating with you, then you will definitely love this store. There are so many things that price point can be low on where you can still get great quality, and that is definitely where we're going to start. But then I have other categories, just a few categories where I say it is always worth the extra dollar. So let's start with the things where I feel like you can really get great quality and really cut corners when it comes to cost. So the first thing I want to talk about is denim. You know, we live in the era of premium denim, and I'm not going to say I don't love some of those really high-end jeans and the fit on them. I won't name any brands necessarily, but I've definitely owned some of those and they're fabulous. But since opening Chill, I have discovered a few brands, and the one I want to highlight is Just Black Denim. Their stuff is fabulous. So I'm just going to show you a pair of their white jeans. You guys, this quality is fabulous. They always have a little bit of built-in stretch, so they're also incredibly comfortable. I find that they run very true to size, and almost all of their jeans, in fact, pretty much anything I've ever sold from them is under $100. So I do personally believe you can get fabulous quality, fabulous fitting jeans made in the US for under $100. So think twice the next time you want to spend a pretty penny on a pair of jeans. Okay, another item, and you guys, I also understand that not everyone's going to agree with the things I am saying, and I totally respect that. It doesn't mean I haven't violated some of these rules in my own shopping too, but these tend to hold true personally for me. So another item where I do feel like you can really save is on, believe it or not, on suiting, and especially blazers. And I have a favorite YouTuber of mine I was watching the other day. She came out with a similar video and I was like, oh my gosh, we're on the same wavelength. And she was saying, oh, always spend a lot of money on suiting. And I'm like, no. I have found a few brands where you can get the best quality, best tailored blazers, and you're spending under $100. So just as an example, the brand Fate, I love their stuff. I have almost never found something that doesn't fit perfectly. We just got this blazer in. It's a silky blazer. Now, it's not true silk. So if you need the true silk and that's important to you, then obviously that won't work here. But this is going to have some synthetic fabrics in it, but it's high quality synthetic fabric. So it's very, very soft, very lightweight. It's a gorgeous neutral. It has the ruching, so it even has the detail, and the fit is just impeccable. So again, I think you can find great blazers for under $100. Okay, another area where I do not believe in generally spending a lot of money, although I do have a couple of brands where I will splurge, but it's on things like tank tops or graphic tees. You can find great ones like these cute little ones here from LA Soul. Yes, LA Soul is the brand. These are $18 a piece, you guys, and I find with things like this, they're really fun. They're totally novelty. I might sweat in them or work out in them, them, and I'm gonna need to maybe replace them on a regular basis. So I'm not gonna go and splurge on something that really, frankly, you can easily find good knockoffs like this on instead of the super high-end brand name things. I think I would definitely cut corners and go with something cute and less expensive on the graphic tee or tank front. Okay, another category that I talk about all the time are kimonos. You guys, I have been selling kimonos from LA Soul and other similar brands basically since I opened Chill Boutique, and I have to tell you, these run around $38 for most of them, anywhere between usually $28 and $48. Excellent price point. I have loved and worn the ones I have bought over and over and over again without having to ever let anything go to this point. They're just easy to launder. The fabric is super, super soft. You do not need to go with high-end brand names to get a really great drape on a kimono. Okay, so the last category I want to talk to you guys about when it comes to cutting corners on cost are, this is kind of common sense, but it's just worth reminding you guys, it's novelty items. So things that are very seasonal and extremely trend-driven pieces. So for instance, this year, the big trend for spring, summer was florals. And so let me give you an example. I love this jumpsuit here from one of our favorite brands, Fate. It's definitely catering to the theme. It's beautiful. The fit on this is lovely. It's just such a fun seasonal piece. But you know what? It may not necessarily be something that you're pulling out 2 years from now. It could be, might be, because the fit is great. But I wouldn't go and spend hundreds of dollars on such a seasonal trend-driven item. And this is definitely under $100. So that's where I would save some money. Or another sort of similar concept would be something that's just very patterned, or again, very novelty. So I love these little Bamboo Trading Company bags. One, because they're adorable, but two, they are so inexpensive. These are under $50. Most of these are around $38. And it's a great little novelty piece, really adds pep to an outfit. And to get your money's worth, you don't have to wear this every day. It's $38. It's cute, it's fun. Don't go splurge on something that is so specific like this. Okay, and I thought this was my last category, but there's two more items that I want to show you guys where I would really be willing to save. So this is a really important one for me, and that is a good quality vegan leather. So we're also going to look at the reasons I would spend money on a nice leather bag in a minute, but a good quality vegan leather. You guys, I do find that the faux leathers come in a lot of varieties, and I have seen, frankly, some horrible ones. They're stinky. Have you ever smelled like really bad synthetic faux leather? Not good. But then there are others that are just fabulous, like the bags from Pretty Simple are faux leather. It really, really keeps the price point down. This is also kind of a trend-driven piece, because you guys know slings are really a big thing right now. They might not be big by next summer, although I think they're such a practical bag, they're worth it. But I would not necessarily go and splurge on an item like this when I'm going to use it a lot, and then when I'm done and I'm ready to move on, I can do so without guilt. So super soft, feels like real leather. Okay, the last area, and this one may be kind of controversial, is sunglasses. Okay, so I know some of you are addicted to your high-end sunnies, and hey, listen, that might just be your thing, right? And that's totally cool, and I honor you for that. I lose my sunglasses all the time, so that's one reason I don't want to spend a ton, is chances are they'll go missing a week from now, or I'll sit on them, God only knows. So I would rather find a high quality but lower cost sunglass, and I love Blue Planet Eyewear. We carry these, you guys. This is like a bamboo here. This is a very eco-friendly brand, so you're getting really good quality. It's also a very philanthropic brand. As it turns out, for every pair of these that they sell, they donate a pair of corrective glasses to somebody who is in need, and they also plant a tree. And they're very inexpensive, and I have several pairs of these, and I love them. And frankly, I cannot tell the difference between these and a designer pair of sunglasses. Okay, so these are where I would save, which again covers a very large portion of what we have here in store. Now, let's look at where I would be willing to splurge. Okay, so the first category of splurge item for me, this is something where I feel like I can almost always just justify spending the extra money, and that is on something with just an exceptionally good fabric. Something that is like an eco-friendly fabric, that is something that feels so good on my body. Usually these eco-friendly fabrics have longevity, they don't pill like synthetics do, they just feel good, they launder well. So things like bamboo, oh, just love these bamboo tanks here from Studio Co. If you've never worn bamboo, you are in for a treat. I mean, I could just bathe in this. It is so soft and they last forever. Things like if you're gonna buy linen or you know, any kind of like flowy pant that's a nice summery one, buy like an organic linen, organic cotton, hemp. Look for fabrics that are good for the planet, because that usually means that they're really good for your body too. And then my absolute favorite fabric, I do love bamboo, is right up there, but girls, Tencel is my total favorite fabric. It is eco-friendly. It is so soft and silky, and yet it launders well. It's very durable. It never seems to pill, and it's like cool to the touch. So even if you're living in a place like I am here in Arizona, I can wear this in summer and it just feels so good on my body. So you know what? I am gonna pay a little more for all of these items. Sometimes a customer will come in and pick it up and go, oh, why is the price on this higher? And I just have to explain it's because of the fabric. And then the minute they put it on, they're like, oh, yep, totally worth it. Okay. So another area that, again, common sense, but where I would spend more is on something with just exceptional tailoring, perhaps even for a special event. Although I will tell you, you guys know I don't like buying things for a one-time wear. So I'm not going to spend a huge amount of money on something for, let's say, a wedding that I'm only going to ever wear once and never wear again. But if I want to look extra fabulous, and I know it's something I'm going to get a lot of use out of, I will definitely spend more money on something like a dress, like these Tees by Tina dresses. They're not super expensive, but they're not going to break the bank necessarily, but they are definitely a little bit of a higher end item and worth every single penny. The fit, because the tailoring is so good, is absolutely fabulous. The fabric, you can tell when you try it on. Everything about this item makes it worth the little bit of splurge. Okay, so I want to talk to you guys about shoes, because shoes, to me, this is an area where I get a ton of agreement. Most of you will tell me that you don't like to cut corners on shoes. I think you get to a certain stage in your life, if you're like over the age of, I don't know, certainly over the age of 30, where you know, your feet just start hurting more and more the more life goes on, and you realize it is never worth it to be uncomfortable. But to get a really well-made shoe, you do sometimes have to spend a little extra, and that can go, you know, on a gradient. So I'll start with a brand like OTBT. You know, I will say almost all of the shoes that we carry here at Chill are going to have some level of orthopedic mindedness that goes into them. They're made really as a comfort shoe, and I always think of these as like comfort first, fashion second, but they're just so cute as well. So this is the Alstead sneaker from OTBT. I believe these are $139. I'm going off memory here, but they're in that range, and it is worth every single penny. I find, especially when it comes to sneakers, I'm going to be walking a ton in this shoe. I might be wearing it for fashion, but it's definitely going to be like an all-day shoe. It is not worth getting a cheap little sneaker, because I will tell you my experience, and I say this as a retailer because I have sold really cheap little fun sneakers. They are great, and if you have super good feet, maybe you can withstand that little inexpensive shoe all day long, but for the most part, you're gonna feel it an hour in, and it wasn't worth it. It is way worth it to spend a little more and get something this comfortable and this good for your foot. Another shoe splurge I will definitely make, and have made, and will continue to make, is on a good leather boot. Stu makes such fabulous leathers. And I just actually, right before making this video, had a customer in that bought a pair, and we were talking about the fact that I call this like an heirloom shoe. You will pass these on to your grandkids. I mean, that is how well this leather wears. You get so much longevity out of it, which brings up the point of cost per wear. You may be spending more, but you're going to be wearing them so much that it brings down the cost per wear. If it's a $300 boot, but you're wearing it every other day, then it was totally worth it, right? So I definitely say it is worth investing. I've seen cheap knockoffs, and I will say we do have some more reasonably priced little booties that we carry in store, and I'm very careful to make sure they're only the comfortable ones. But just as a general statement, I think a good leather boot is worth the splurge. Okay, same thing on the handbag front. So yes, if I can find like a vegan leather that feels fabulous, and especially if it's on a more kind of trend piece, I will cut corners there. But when it comes to a core classic bag that I intend to really integrate into my capsule wardrobe, I will totally spend the money to get a really fabulous leather bag. And I'm using Hammett as an example. This is a brand I absolutely love. And you know, if you're wondering what makes it so special, well, this is one of their classic silhouettes. It is such soft leather. If you haven't tried it, come in. I want you to feel it in person. But it also is in the detail, and you really see that with a good leather bag. They think of everything. Most of their bags have this little cell phone pocket on the back. They always have this telltale red lining, which is beautiful. You can even see it in the stitching. I don't know if you guys can see the red lining here. They're absolutely beautiful. They have always their telltale grommeting. It's on pretty much every single bag. And another thing I really love with Hammett, this brand really stands behind itself. And so if you ever have issues with the brand will take care of you. They will usually repair or do what they need to do. If you ever have any problems with them, the brand really takes great care of its customers. So, you know, what does a purse like this run? Because I'm sure you guys might be wondering. This is $325, and I'm just telling you, worth every single penny. It might be the only bag you need. Okay, the last one might surprise you guys a little bit, just because it might be something you wouldn't have thought of or necessarily in a boutique, but that is good quality bath and body products. And I am learning this more and more as I go on in my life, that I want products free of synthetics as much as I can. I don't totally, I'm being really authentic with you guys. I don't totally apply that. Like when it comes to my face, I do use products that have some pretty powerful chemicals in them, just anti-aging stuff. But when it comes to things like soaps and body butters and things that I slather on myself, I want good quality ingredients that my skin is going to love, that is fine if it gets into my bloodstream. So as an example of this, we are now carrying a local to Fountain Hills brand called Soap and Essence. I absolutely love its creator, Jenny. She is such a great person, so her energy seems to kind of run through her products. But we have so many different soaps from her. They are all natural ingredients. She makes everything herself, even her aloe-based soaps. She literally squeezes her own aloe, so you know you're getting the good stuff in this. And you can tell from the smell, it just is so uplifting. It feels good. You can tell your skin actually loves this stuff. So here are a few of my favorites. We have the Aloe Rose Face Soap, which I use every time I get in the shower. This has been one of our customer favorites. We have the Sofrita Mojito, and if you guys are Fountain Hills locals, you'll know Sofrita is one of our favorite restaurants, and this is one they did. It's their mojito, and it's just so delicious smelling. And then one of my personal favorites is Monsoon. So if you live in Arizona or you've been here and you just know that desert smell of the rain, she worked long and hard to come up with this scent to evoke the smell of the monsoons, and she nailed it, you guys, and I love it. And again, these are not super cheap, but you know, for instance, this Monsoon is $14 for the bar, but it will last you so long, and it is totally worth the natural ingredients. So gals, I feel like this is a timely video as we are about to see fall collections begin to drop. Yes, I know it's July. I know it is in the midst of the heat of summer, but the fall collections are going to start rolling out. And if you're anything like me, you're going to start to get that itch to shop when you start to see these new color palettes and just start longing for cooler days. So I hope this gives you a little bit of a strategy as you take out your wallet and start to add to your wardrobe. If you guys have any thoughts, ideas, want to share how you shop with us, feel free to drop those ideas in the comments section below or send an email to me at lisa@shopchillstyle.com. Stay on top of our new arrivals by jumping onto Chill's website at www.shopchillstyle.com. And girls, as always, if you guys liked this video and you love this kind of content, please make sure to give this video a thumbs up. It really helps me, helps this channel. And of course, if you haven't already, make sure to jump on, it's totally free, and subscribe to this YouTube channel, Zero Waste Closet. That way you guys get notifications whenever new videos come out. I cannot wait to see you guys in the next one. Have a great week.